here are the camellias. You can see what they look like. Aren't they beautiful? So we're looking for the white ranunculus, say it wrong. Here we go again. The classic drama of ranunculus. I guess the white just sells out. Look how gorgeous that looks in a huge amount. So March 20th, too late, even at Walmart. So again, no ranunculus, I missed it. Let's go with the Superstore in Home Depot. Anything else here? No. No ranunculus. They have them, they have them. Looking kind of bad, but I'm sure there's one or two that are good. Oh my God. I think they're just not being taken care of well because they're up too high there. We're gonna find a good one. Of course, we'll probably find something better at the other store, but I won't have to come back. I'm gonna go pay for it. Oh my God. So the ones we got last year, they've made them in a really cute sort of basic color. I rushed here, didn't even brush my hair. I wish there wasn't a bunny on it because then it limits it to Easter. All right. I have my ranunculus. It's a little darker than I wanted, but I think it just bleaches out. We'll see. And I'm still looking for the white one. So we're very hopeful at Home Depot can help us. Okay, let's take some pictures. Look at that, so pretty. I think this is the Akibozo because it's a little bit more pink. I'm not sure. Here we go. Stunning. Always touch extremely gently. This is the time to buy Hella Borealis. It's a really beautiful color too. So March 20th, because it's a perennial, it comes back. If you're looking to get a whole bunch on sale, this is the time. So look at this color. It's kind of bleached out. I don't know if it says the exact variety. So it's kind of bleached out. Come on. Versus the very dark, versus the white, which really is like a creamy green, right? So you've got Home Depot talk in there. So here are the camellias. You can see what they look like. Aren't they beautiful? So $33 for one. I presume one will turn into the size of one of those bushes. I'll check. But this is absolutely stunning. The perfect color. Unfortunately, it doesn't say the exact variety, but every time I come here, like every year, it's March 20th, they're always starting to bloom, so you can see what it looks like. Absolute perfect for a gorgeous hedge for a business. It's a good mix of like a rose and something a little Hawaiian or hibiscus-y. Look at these camellias. These are $50, so they're larger. Should I put mascara on? Let's see what it just. This is very painting the roses red from Alice in Wonderland. You can see the shape of the flower. It's such an interesting flower. And it looks particularly beautiful if you can find the yellow. This is a special yellow one. See the shape there. We found the stunning camellias, but no ranunculus yet. Heather, you see it in the, there's big mounds of it in the cherry blossom festival video. This just like has color all winter. Obviously zone 8A, check all the zones, but that's one of your really good options. I do wish they'd make something that really looked pink. There's a light purple that's good. I don't think they have it. Go inside. Here we go again. The classic drama of ranunculus. Purple, never mind. I've never seen purple. there's no white. So if you see white, this year it was March 5th that I saw it. Just a tiny one, left it, by the white right away. Okay. They have purple. So the best colors are the purple, which we're gonna get, this deep and enchanting pink, which goes great with something I have, and it's $4. This will grow bigger, so this is great because it matches a pot I have, but I don't have a lot of that, so I don't want to make this whole big thing. But I wanted white to have it very simple and classy with my sort of soft slate blues and my green that I have. But I guess the white just sells out. But why don't you order more? Sea of an unattractive yellow. All right, well, am I sad that we don't have, anyway, here's the heather, which blooms so lovely in the winter. This is something to buy and put in the front of your yard. You'll just always have something. It's like a low mound. I'm very excited about the purple. I have the perfect pot. We're at Home Depot. I have the perfect pot for this. I just wasn't going to do it this year. I thought we'll do it next year. So sometimes you just have to roll with it. What we wanted was white, bunch of white, and I actually don't have the pots yet, but I love to have these beautiful sort of white distressed pots. I'd actually like to custom make them myself, but I'm not at that stage. They're perfect for like the front door. They're perfect for the front door, having two pots flanked with a bunch of white ranunculus. I'm sorry. Anyway, but that is for another year. So I can smell like life and clean and green just by holding this to my face. Give me a nice little tray. It is too heavy for me, but since we're here, we're gonna go to Sephora and a couple other stores. I'm so happy. We didn't get what we wanted, but we're so happy, and maybe it's, it's what it is. Well, I would have bought that if I didn't have so many coats. Even though that's only, oh my gosh, 60% off, that's like $80. I have to stop. Because when they're thicker, it's not cold enough here and I never wear them. So I got this beautiful brown one this year. I have to leave it at that. I really like that though. If it was thinner, I want to go back. I just have a return, so I thought I'd pop back over. Even though it's across the street. Just looks so good. And actually they do take good care of it. Usually retail stores, they don't take the best care of the plant, but somebody does need to come and deadhead. Actually it looks really good today, but when they start to turn, I find that the camellias, the pink camellias, look a little bit more orange, and it really doesn't look good. Like a dried leaf, like that brown dried orangey leaf. They look like that pretty quickly, whereas a rose does a lot better. So pretty. I had already crossed the street to go to Adidas and saw these and turn around. Worth it. Look at that. I think it needs a few more filled in there. So I think this is an absolute stunner. I'm going to plan for getting some camellias next year. I think I've kind of missed the boat. Like, you're not going to get the full blooms, right? And finding the perfect place for them, and definitely spending the money to buy quite a few bushes so it looks spectacular. Notice how there's a lot of spacing, a lot of mulch. There's no competition for nutrients, but they do need to deadhead these, right? That's the problem with businesses that do landscaping. Nobody at the business knows how to do gardening, or they don't hire a gardener, and they must have a gardener, but it's not enough. So I think like every business, even just like a retail place, needs to have somebody who knows about plants. Like, the first time I saw this, I was blown away. I'm still blown away. Like, imagine if we had come like a few weeks later and there was no color and I didn't even know that this existed. So it's incredible that there are plants that you normally wouldn't think can be a hedge, but they can. And camellias is one of them. So this is the japonica. Obviously it looks gorgeous, and it grows well in shade. That's often why it's like under an awning or something like that. But there's many varieties. There are also varieties that grow up trellises and walls, which is incredible. There's even like a really very abundant flower that I think would go nicely as sort of like a trim, you know, if you're creating like a more European style garden. Let's fill every space with something beautiful, and if it has blooms, like let's get those abundant blooms instead of just tossing a plant in here and there. Let's pick something gorgeous. Look at the size of that plant. Okay, well, we just got back and I wanted to show you the purple in here. Look how good that is. These are roses, and there's a window right there. So it would look so good if there were boxes along the windows and we had it filled with these. Usually when you're brand new into gardening and you just see something you like and you just buy it, and then later you realize like you have nowhere for it, you know, or you don't have, there's other things that are more important. But I did really want to see the purple. It reminds me of my beautiful rose lavender crush, which matches the wallpaper, which you can see through the window. Okay, let's give this a try. Came all the way to Rona, kind of out of the way. I don't see any. There's very little. Not looking good. He said no, they don't have anything else. All right, we got one more stop. I don't see them. Save on. One red, one yellow, and one miscellaneous that has a pinkish tint pre-open. Okay, it's a no. Will I keep checking until the very last? I mean, there's like two piddly ones over there. This is where it's at, 22nd or 23rd of March. Do you see how the tips here? There's a little bit of reddish. So, and it doesn't say the color, which is obscene. Like, more information. Oh my God. I can't believe you can hear airplanes from inside. Look at this. I've been here so long. Hi. I love this. I love this. I see them. When you want something, you know what it looks like. Da, 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 da. And you know what? There aren't that many. I'm glad I didn't wait. So you just want to pick one that isn't leggy. It's tempting to pick one that's already bloomed, but you are better off with one that doesn't have all too many blooms. Beautiful. Look how much nicer this yellow is. This is like the one from Walmart. Okay, just gotta pick. And I think they're like $6. Fabulous. See, still not that many. Not that many. More camellias here. They're so attractive. See how Canada geese, hold on. Shoot, sorry. Honking away. There's a serpentine fen right here. That's what it's called. So there's like it's like wetlands for the birds. So look how beautiful the camellias look before they open when you get that bright color. And when you do the pink, like that is stunning. We found them. What's the secret? I called ahead. Call. You know, I Instagrammed call. They actually picked up the phone. You know, people who work in these places, they are passionate. Like they care. They know about the plants. They're excited to show you stuff. Like I just learned about a brand of roses I've never seen. Not only is the rose looking beautiful, we have to look at pictures online, but I've never seen leaves like that. And I can see a whole arena, a whole style set that isn't my primary style, but I really like it. Sort of I would call it like a Hamptons, but better, like Hamptons-ish, but cutesier, farmhousey mix. You know what I mean? You'll know what I mean when I show a picture. It would be perfect for that, and oh, so great. So that was very exciting. So success. Well, I got what I wanted. Glad I huffed it out there. See how beautiful the plain white looks with the color of the house. Very nice. So beautiful. So you have a container that doesn't have a hole in the bottom. This one, the hole is plugged. And you want to soak it. Actually, I have too much water in here. You don't want to, well, you can submerge the whole thing, I guess. But you want to soak it from the bottom. You don't really want to submerge because I think it's going to make a mess, but it's floating, so it's fine. So with a hydrangea or rose, it's usually half an hour. So that's what I'm going to do because I'm hoping that'll perk these up. So it's been like 20 minutes, hasn't perked up yet. So, I mean, I'm going to leave it a bit longer. So, and see how they're flopping to the point this needs to be pruned. So now we need to learn how it needs to be pruned. So should have planted them right away. This is what I wanted. A pot like this, outdoor in a large size, but couldn't find it. As per usual with the atrocious pot situation. Okay, so that looks, usually it's like 2 inches from the rim, the dirt. It looks a little low. And they can be spaced closer together when there's 2. I think it's 4 to 6 inches. So I'm just gonna do this. I saw this trick where you use this guy. And it looks like we're gonna need more dirt, which is always the case. Okay, so we're gonna plop this guy in here. Oh, you're so beautiful. Just do a little around tamp, which means don't press hard. It's sort of like, I bet you it's between tap and press. This is what I wanted. Something more like this, you know, so we've just got like the whites, classy, really good looking pot, but huge, with the grayish blue of the house. I'm gonna roll her on her little roller later over by the trellis because that's where Claire Austin is. Let's just take a look at the girls. Claire Austin, and they look good together. Okay, so let her soak. I planted the ranunculus today. I think it's the perfect flower for this pot in terms of style. It's always such a challenge to find large enough attractive pots. Okay, and I'm planting her outside. Okay. Now I know, 150 million %. March 5th, you see a white ranunculus? It's the wrong size. Just buy it, grow.